Form 8586, Low Income Housing Credit. So taxpayers use this tax form to claim the low income housing credit. It's one of the general business credits that you would report on IRS Form 3800. And this business credit is allowed for each new qualified low income housing building placed into service after 1986. And generally, you take this tax credit over a 10-year period. So if you're a taxpayer other than a partnership, S corporation, estate, or a trust, and if your only source of this tax credit is from pass-through entities, then you can report this tax credit directly on IRS Form 3800. You do not need to complete this tax form. But we're going to complete this tax form. It's very short, and we're going to go through this as if from the perspective of our hero, John Doe. So in line 1, you'll enter the number of IRS Form 8609As. So you'll use IRS Form 8609A to annually certify that the low-income building or buildings still meet the criteria and that you are in compliance with the recapture rules. So you do this annually, and then you report the number of forms attached to this. So let's just say that we have 3 different buildings, 3 different IRS Forms 8609As. And then in line 2, for any building in which there's been a decrease in the qualified basis accounted for since the close of the preceding tax year, if there has been any decrease, then you would say yes. You would enter specific information such as the building identification number for the buildings that had a decreased basis. And more importantly, if you have a decrease in qualified basis, it may result in recapture of this basis at the close of the tax year. So you'll need to kind of ascertain that, and if that's a possibility where you have a decrease in the qualified basis, then you would have to use IRS Form 8611, which is the recapture of low-income housing credit. So for this example, we're going to say no. Otherwise, we would enter the building identification numbers here. We have up to 4 different sections that you can enter those in, and if you need more space, you can attach a schedule. So in line 3, we'll report the current year credit from those attached forms. So let's just imagine that this is a $10,000 credit. And then any tax credits, any low-income housing credits that were reported from partnerships, S corporations, estates, or trusts. So let's just say that John Doe is a shareholder in an S corporation that pushed out $5,000 of low-income housing credit to him. And then here we'll enter the sum of those 2 numbers, which is $15,000. Now for John Doe, we'll stop here. We'll report this amount on IRS Form 3800, Part 3, Line 4D, Column C. Again, this goes through as part of the general business credit. If John were a partnership, or if this was a partnership or S corporation, you'd also report this amount on Schedule K. Now, let's imagine for a second that this is actually the John Doe Trust. So if this is a trust, then we have to keep going to line 6 and 7. So in line 6, you would report the amount that either the estate or the trust pushed out to beneficiaries. So in accordance with rules that dictate allocations, the allocation of the low income housing credit must be in the same proportion as income was allocated. And so you would enter the total share across all beneficiaries here in line 6, and then you would subtract that to arrive at the line 7 number. So $15,000 of housing credit, but you allocated $5,000 to trust beneficiaries. So the amount that we would then report on IRS Form 3800 is $10,000. So that's all we have for this tax form. If you want more information, you can go to our website, teachmepersonalfinance.com, type in IRS Form 8586 in the search bar, and you should see our article. Or you can click the link in the show notes. And in our article, we go into a little bit more depth about these tax credits, specifically about how the qualified low-income housing project credit works, other tax forms you may need to keep in consideration, and then more details about the credit recapture if applicable in your situation. If you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. And if you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any questions or comments, please post them in the comment section. Thank you very much and have a great day.